Hi, everyone, and welcome into this latest edition of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. I'm your beat reporter for Michigan State Spartans on SI, Aidan Champion. And we're getting into a big part of the offseason for Michigan State football. Official visit season kicking off this weekend, and some notable names. Going to be more throughout, the month of June and some big ones. You got a number of guys who have Michigan State as one of their finalists, and Michigan State has to capitalize. Obviously, has not done great on the recruiting trail in terms of the class of 2026. Only four scholarship commits so far from the class, and I want to make some predictions because people are feeling really low about Michigan State recruiting, and probably rightfully so. But I don't think where they are now, or the outlook right now is going to be the same as it is come December. So I've got some predictions, some educated, some just wild guesses. Um, and I think I'm a little optimistic about where things are going to go with Michigan State recruiting. Um, but at the same time, I'm trying to be realistic. I understand that this is the second year of a new regime, and you're still competing recruiting wise against some really tough teams in the Big Ten that really have become titans on the recruiting trail. Um, and they just so happen to occupy a lot of the same recruiting territories Michigan State is trying to develop a footprint in. But first, my first prediction, and this one I'm sure a lot of people agree with. I'm predicting, and I don't know who exactly, or I'm not making a attempt to guess who, but one of their four scholarship commits as of now will flip their commitment by uh, by the first national signing day. And you know, I just think it's way too early for guys to, be locked in to Michigan State. It'd be one thing if it was a higher tier program or one that, had a better outlook, recruiting wise, or just in general of a direction of where their program's going. And I just don't think Michigan State has those things. And there's a lot of time left between now and December, and I just think as more offers pile on and more as there's more visits, that guys just are going to be looking elsewhere. And so to say just one of them really isn't a lot, because obviously the expectation is there will be a, s- a significant, you know, number of more commits to come. But I look at Cade Kaufman, four-star quarterback, in-state guy, and that one, that's a hard one to hold on to. Committed in February, and to lock in his commitment for as long as they're hoping to. I think that's a lot to ask for a four-star quarterback. Um, and I think it's gonna they're gonna have to keep making a strong impression on him, And I've said before and this is obvious. I mean, maintaining your connections with the commits is just as important as the impressions and the connections you establish with targets. And Michigan State certainly needs to do that, or else things could get worse than they already are. So, my next prediction, as I said, Michigan State number of official visits coming up here, starting this weekend, and I'm predicting that by July, Michigan State will have added three more scholarship commits. And you might think that's maybe reaching. I really don't think so. Considering, in fact, I think that might be kind of low when you consider all the guys that they're having to campus for official visits, and there's a lot. And there's a number, like I said, that have Michigan State as one of their finalists. Um, and I get the sense that from what I've heard that and what I've read that recruits, really enjoy their visits to Michigan State, generally speaking, that they love the staff. So I think Michigan State's really got that going for them as far as, hospitality and just campus program environment. It's just as we've talked about before, the winning needs to come um, and money, quite frankly, because that, of course, NIL dictating today's era of recruiting and college athletics. But I think it's fair to predict three more commits, scholarship commits, and by that I don't mean preferred walk-ons, but scholarship commits. And I think if you are looking at three scholarship commits by July, considering where things are at right now, I think that'd be pretty good. Um, so that's my prediction there. And lastly, my final prediction, I predict Michigan State will end up with three four-star commits. And it's funny that that even sounds like a lot. Um, but um, that's the reality of Michigan State right now is four stars hard to come by. And, um, the big knock against Jonathan Smith is seems all he can land is three stars. Only one consensus four-star last year with Derek Simmons, and then this year so far it's just Cade Kaufman. Um, but I think three in total this year. Um, that is my prediction there. That's one of those that is not as educated as the other two. It's just a wild assumption. You're setting the bar pretty low at three there. So would love to know all your thoughts on that. What do you guys think? I know the outlook right now is not good for Michigan State recruiting, but it can get better. I believe it will. I'd like to know if you guys think it will, and would love to know your predictions as well. Am I crazy to think three, four stars? Again, I don't think that's even much of a reach, but with where things are right now in Michigan State recruiting, maybe it is. Um, again, let me know your thoughts. Would love to hear them. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate your engagement. You can read all of our content um, at Michigan State Spartans on SI, where we're giving you tons of daily content, and we're giving you daily podcasts as well, like this one, um, and yeah, I just really do appreciate you guys tuning in as always, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week. We're nearly to the weekend, and as I said before, Michigan State's first official visit weekend. So, um, this is going to be a big time part of the offseason for Michigan State because things got to get going now. So, again, appreciate you guys. Hope you all have a great rest of your week and are looking forward to the weekend. Thank you.